She seems so nice. That's what they all say. And maybe she is. Maybe she smiles the right way, nods at the right times, and says the perfect little things to make you feel seen. But here's the truth. Niceness is easy. Niceness is polished. It's the surface, level sugar that melts fast when the heat turns up. You don't truly know someone by their nice. You know them when the storm hits. You know them when nothing goes their way, when they're tired, when they're angry, when they're under pressure. That's when their true nature walks into the room. So yes, she seems nice. But watch what she does when kindness costs her something. See how she treats the people who can't give her anything back. Because nice can be practiced, but real goodness, it can't be faked. And if you're not careful, you'll mistake charm for character and end up trusting a smile that never meant a thing. When life is calm and everything falls neatly into place, it is easy to wear the mask of pleasantness. Smiles come easily, words are carefully chosen, and manners are polished to perfection. People often build impressions of others in these smooth seasons, believing that what they see is the full truth. But the reality is, ease is a stage where almost anyone can perform well. True character is not tested when things are comfortable. It is revealed when the ground beneath a person begins to shake. Pressure has a way of peeling back the layers, stripping away the rehearsed lines, and leaving only the raw self exposed. It is in these moments that you discover whether the kindness you saw was deeply rooted or merely painted on the surface. When stress knocks at the door, masks slip without warning. Frustration, fear, disappointment. These emotions don't politely wait to be managed. They push their way forward, and in doing so, they reveal what truly lives within someone's heart. The friend who once spoke so gently may suddenly turn sharp when inconvenienced. The colleague who seemed patient may show impatience the second their expectations aren't met. This isn't about condemning human imperfection. It's about seeing that pressure magnifies what is already inside. If compassion is their foundation, it will show even in hardship. If selfishness lies at their core, it will be exposed the moment they have to choose between themselves and others. We often judge people by their words, forgetting that words are the easiest things to manipulate. But actions, especially under strain, tell the real story. When a person is exhausted and still chooses to be fair, that is character. When they are hurting yet choose not to lash out at others, that is integrity. It's not that difficult to smile at someone on a good day, but to extend patience when your own patience is wearing thin. That is where the truth of a person emerges. Life's pressures are not just challenges, they are revelations, quietly showing us who people really are. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are your respect for them wasn't built in moments when everything was easy for them. It was formed when you saw them navigate something hard. Maybe it was a family crisis, a professional failure, or an unexpected loss. And even while carrying the weight of their own struggles, they still showed grace, still made room for others, still upheld their values. That's the kind of consistency that pressure cannot fake. It comes from a deeply anchored sense of self, a moral compass that doesn't waver just because the weather turns bad. On the flip side, watch how quickly some people unravel when things don't go their way. Suddenly, the friendly facade fades, and a new side appears, cold, dismissive, maybe even cruel. You may feel blindsided, but the truth is that side was always there, hidden behind the comfort of easy days. Hardship didn't create it, it simply revealed it. This is why paying attention during people's difficult seasons is so important. It's not about judging their pain. It's about noticing whether their values survive the pressure or collapse under it. Pressure is life's most honest mirror. It reflects not the image people want to show, but the one they can't hide. That's why it's dangerous to trust someone solely based on how they act when things are going well. But the first few months of knowing someone often show you their best self. But it's the moments of frustration, disappointment, or loss that show you their real self. You can only know if someone's kindness is genuine when you see it cost them something. Time, energy, comfort, or even pride. If you watch closely, patterns will emerge. The ones who are truly good at their core will keep their dignity and treat others with respect even when they are backed into a corner. The ones who are simply performing goodness will drop the act the moment it's no longer convenient. This is not about being cynical. It's about being wise. Life will bring its pressures to everyone eventually, and when it does, masks will fall, and the truth will speak louder than any carefully chosen words ever could. Niceness is something anyone can learn to display. It is the socially acceptable costume we wear to blend into the world, to be liked, to avoid conflict. You can rehearse niceness like a script. Smile at the right moment, nod when someone speaks, offer compliments that feel warm, but are safe enough not to invite deeper vulnerability. This surface-level charm is what makes so many people appear approachable and trustworthy at first glance. It works because humans want to believe in the goodness of others, and niceness presents itself as that goodness. But they are not the same. Niceness is a performance. Goodness is a nature. And while the first can be mastered through practice, the second cannot be faked because it is born from the way a person truly sees and values others. When someone is genuinely good, their actions are consistent, even when nobody is watching. They don't need an audience to motivate their kindness, and they don't withhold compassion based on whether it will serve their own interests. They treat the powerless with the same respect they give to the influential. Goodness is not about the visible gestures that win praise. It is about the quiet decisions made in the privacy of the heart. A person who is good does not calculate whether helping someone will benefit them. They simply help because they cannot imagine doing otherwise. This is why genuine goodness is so rare. It demands a selflessness that is difficult to sustain if it is not part of one's true nature. Niceness, on the other hand, can be worn like a mask for as long as the circumstances are favorable. It is easy to smile when you stand to gain something from being liked. It is easy to agree with people when disagreement might cost you. This is why many people can maintain a fast, aid of kindness for months, sometimes even years, without revealing their true intentions. But the cracks always appear when situations arise that force them to choose between maintaining their image and protecting their self-interest. That choice exposes whether they are merely nice or genuinely good. You can see the difference in subtle moments. A nice person may speak politely to the server at a restaurant, but a good person will notice when the server is overwhelmed and offer patience without a hint of irritation. A nice person will ask how you are doing, but a good person will actually listen to your answer, even if it's inconvenient for them to pause their own agenda. A nice person may publicly support a cause, but a good person will quietly act in ways that align with that cause when nobody is looking. Goodness is about alignment, where your actions match your values, regardless of who is paying attention. The trouble comes when we mistake niceness for goodness and build trust too quickly. Niceness has a shine to it that feels comforting, like a polished surface, that reflects back what we want to see. But if you dig deeper, you may find that there is no depth beneath that reflection. This is not to say that all nice people are pretending. Some are both nice and good. But the distinction is critical to understand because niceness alone can be used as a tool for manipulation. People can use it to gain access to your trust, your resources, or your loyalty, all while hiding intentions that are anything but kind. Genuine goodness carries a weight that niceness does not. It requires sacrifice. It requires holding on to principles, even when it costs you something you value. It is patient in moments when impatience would be easier, and it forgives when holding a grudge might feel more satisfying. It is an active choice repeated over and over, regardless of whether the world notices or rewards it. And because of this, it is a far stronger indicator of character than any surface-level charm. To truly see the difference, you must watch how people behave when there is nothing to gain. Observe them in moments where their actions will not be rewarded, where the only benefit is knowing they have done the right thing. That is when you will know whether you are looking at niceness or at genuine goodness. One can be imitated for a while. The other is impossible to counterfeit for long, because it is not an act at all. It is simply who the person is. In a world that often rewards appearance over substance, it is tempting to settle for the comfort of niceness without questioning what lies beneath. But time has a way of unveiling the truth. Words can be polished, smiles can be rehearsed, and charm can be strategically applied. Yet none of these can stand unshaken when tested by life's unpredictability. It is only when the pressure mounts, when sacrifice is required, that we see whether someone's kindness was rooted in genuine care or merely a tool to be liked. Those who are good at their core will not abandon their values when it becomes inconvenient. They will remain steady, even when no one is watching. The lesson is simple but often overlooked. Do not be so quickly convinced by how someone appears when everything is easy. Niceness can be pleasant, but goodness can be trusted. It is better to walk beside someone who is quietly consistent than to follow someone who shines brightly only until it no longer serves them. Seek the ones whose actions align with their words, who choose integrity over image, and whose compassion survives even the harshest seasons. That is where you will find truth, safety, and strength that cannot be faked.